are. Another week bringing the good word of rugby league to the people.
Sounds exactly like
This is my best Adam Wright impression. I was doing the best Adam Wright I could possibly do. Freddie, how are you?
Yeah, good, bro. How are you going?
Yeah, good. I'm just filling in for Righty, so I feel privileged. I almost feel like a messiah of rugby league just sitting in his spot. Like, this air is sacred to anyone who knows anything about rugby league, so
yeah,
it's good.
So Righty's not here obviously because he has night shift, yeah?
Yeah, and he possibly could be ill and dying as well.
Oh, really?
We might leave that out.
Did he get that from Clint?
It might be, I don't know, airborne something that Clint had. So
yeah.
Oh,
well, we should talk to Clint about it, see how he survived it.
Chemo and curls. That's what it is.
Yeah. So we got our fill-ins. We got Jakey Morris from our team, obviously, our skip at the moment until next week, and then and then Keenan, who's just been begging to be a fucking regular. Yeah, right. He keeps calling me every day. Oi, can I please fucking come on again? Like, please let me come on.
100%. He does that during the week, and then the weekends in the Pearson, all he does is talk shit about it, like he's trying to rag on it because he's not involved.
Yeah, well, sorry we couldn't do it last night, but you're too busy fucking tweaking on Saturday night, so he's fucking all coming down, aren't you?
I was at home.
How was it, the struggle, anyway?
What are you talking about?
No such thing.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're on about.
Well, you didn't ring me back once, and then this cunt, I ring him to ask him if he's coming on. He picks up and goes, "Not a fucking chance, cunt." I didn't even ask whether he's coming on.
I was waiting yesterday afternoon for your text again, and I was just like, oh, please, God, no.
When I woke up,
not a fucking chance.
I woke up and the text from Righty come through. He couldn't make it. I was thinking, oh, fuck yeah, thank God, because I was coming. I would have been there.
Yeah,
I set an alarm, made sure I was going to be here, but I would have been fucking rat shit. So when I saw Righty's message, I was like, thank fuck for that. One of those weeks where I didn't have to come here with my eyes hanging out my head, like praying for the podcast over, and Righty's just talking for an extra 40 minutes.
So what, you reckon it was the bags or the fucking M or the heroin that did it this time?
Maybe the endones I had before as well to help with the thumb, just like a mixture, a concoction of I don't know.
Well, you said you were even rat shit even when we were playing.
Yeah, well, I got down to Mitchie early, and I had a decent night on Friday night too, because Chiz was in town. So we went out and had a bit of a go. Got home at 3:30, and then I got down to Mitchie early and had a few beers, and I had an endone because my thumb was hurting. So I was fucking sloppy. And then after you boys played, I think after 3 beers, I was just fucking wicked. And then had a massive night. Sunday morning. Yeah, and some bright spark bought like 1,000 Johnny Walkers from the club. I think it's Stevie D. And we
It was me.
I thought it was Stevie MD.
I thought it was Stevie MD too.
We just sat
Stevie
there
D bowl.
Sat there and drank Johnny Walkers all night. I went home in the morning. I'm pretty sure my teeth are just rotting out of my head from all the sugar.
When I got home,
Spitting
and first thing I
black
did was brush my teeth.
Yeah,
and
that's the exact same thing.
It was like I spilled yellow paint down the sink. Like, it was just fucking disgusting.
Mine, looked like the front of a fucking cigarette packet. Like, it just look when I spit, it looked like I was spitting out my lungs and shit. It was gross.
When I was getting messages like at 3:30, 4 o'clock a.m. about trying to get on more, I was like, Jesus Christ. But,
is that you?
No, not me.
No, it wasn't.
I went home, bro, straight after the game.
I won't mention his name. We'll just call him Jay Walsh. Wait, that's obvious. Let's call him Jack W.
He went home.
Yeah,
he was at home.
Probably with his missus.
We dropped him off.
He was at home with his missus, and he's sending me videos, and they're just dancing together.
The fucking lounge room.
I was like, ooh,
wicked. I bet you boys get a chance to watch any footy. I know Saturday was a bit of a screamer. I think we all missed. Well, you would have all missed pretty much all 3 games. I caught a bit where you were warming up in the clubhouse, but 3 decent games. And
well, watch Thursday night.
Friday night.
No, Thursday, wasn't it?
Thursday was the Dragons.
Yeah,
game.
I watched the Dragons versus the Bunnies.
Yeah.
That was fucking sick game.
Good game of footy.
Yeah. Cody Walker just playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
Yeah.
Zach Lomax defending like a fucking retard.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot of.
Let's not say the R word though, right?
I'll just say Freddie.
A lot of that work from Cody Walker comes down to you lose your halfback 10 minutes in. Cody Walker didn't have a choice but to step up, and he just grew a third leg and actually had a go, and he was just running.
He's probably already got a third leg, but
probably, but
grew
he
a fourth one.
keeps it coiled up. So once he let it out,
being Indigenous round as well. Like I think all the Aboriginal boys stood up, especially for South Sydney. I mean,
Well, they're all the points.
Latrell, you had
Alex Johnson with a
scored a hat trick, and then you had Cody Walker score. So
And Latrell showing that he can play a bit of fullback.
yeah.
I don't know about that.
You're going a bit too far.
He's the most out of position fullback you'll ever see. Like a kid, like he'll be standing behind the ruck on one side on fourth tackle, and then fifth tackle they're scoring in the opposite corner, and he's nowhere. He's not even near the middle of the field.
He doesn't
yet.
track across the field very well.
It's because he's
just
not fit
walking,
enough.
man,
He doesn't.
all
He's
the
not in the
time.
best shape. That's why. Like everyone says, he's getting in shape and that, but fullbacks have to be in ridiculous shape. You see, they reckon Clint Gutherson's the fittest man in the world, and even he gets caught out of position every now and then. It's like you need to be in ridiculous condition to be an NRL fullback.
But you
and
see, even
Latrell,
when
he just doesn't make the effort, and he doesn't. Even if he did, he's not conditioned enough to be that big to get from A to B in the amount of time you got to do it.
you see, even though when Souths are attacking and they're starting to throw some shape, as soon as he doesn't get the ball, he doesn't back up around that next play later and be that extra ball runner, or he doesn't sniff around the ruck like Tedesco does.
No, that's it. He's that one and done, or he's that set up for that play. He's Jared Hayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when he does, like when he threw the ball to Johnson and made the line back down the side, and he did follow up the middle, it bounced up in his lap. He scores a try.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't do it enough.
But also, it's kind of timely bounced up because he was kind of slacking that chase.
He was slacking. He saw the ball and then went he's
a freak, but like you're saying, I think I didn't watch him play in a while since Thursday night. But on Thursday night, I was like, I guess I could see him in that position. Yeah. But I haven't watched a lot of other games.
Yeah, I agree. He's definitely a centre. But if you're going to pay him the money to be your fullback and you're going to persist with him at fullback, you need more out of him at fullback. Yeah. And especially Wayne Bennett know that. Wayne Bennett's not stupid. He's been in a lot of good systems and he's won a lot of grand finals. And most of the teams he won grand finals with had an outstanding fullback. Like, if you're going to want to go all the way, your fullback's a key part of your spine. Probably one of the attacking positions that's most important to a successful attack, and without a fullback that can be fit enough to get to all your attacking plays and also be in the right condition to organise the defence enough and make defensive stops at the back and clean up kicks and all that sort of stuff.
I just don't think he can read. He just can't seem to read the game very well. Like even the holes that he picks sometimes. I think having Cody Walker there though. He seems to be learning a lot off Cody Walker. He's like kind of being.
I think they need to get him. I think they need to get him some coaching, like get like a top level fullback in from the past. And
Greg Inglis.
And
but he's over. Is he over? Is he
he's
back?
overseas.
Has he gone over?
Yeah, he's overseas. But
didn't they scrap their comp?
No, they were back. They came back today.
Really?
And Israel Folau didn't bow down to the Black Lives Matter thing, and it was
He just loves a bit of controversy. That
can't. But only our 51st episode. That's good.
Yeah, for sure. But like you look at Melbourne Storm,
that's his Endone supply now. It's like, fuck, I've got another box for you.
All right, back to rugby league, you can.
All right, righty.
Just you look at Melbourne; they kept Billy Slater around, and he's putting Pappenhausen and that through their paces. And look at the improvement you've seen in a young kid like Pappenhausen in such a short amount of time with that guidance. Imagine if you gave a player like Latrell, who's already played for his state and country, some great guidance. Who knows where the ceiling is for him? But it's not working.
Maybe a dietary plan to follow as well.
Yeah, I agree. Get on Blocker Roach's man shake, whatever the fuck it is.
On Pappenhausen there though, I was listening. Craig Bellamy was saying that he'd be a perfect 14 spot for New South Wales coming in. And they were even talking about that on NRL 360 tonight. He's a bit of a smoky for that utility role because he does have that a lot of variation
and when he
adds a spark.
When he debuted, he came on in the middle and he looked handy, looked dangerous as well. So the first, I think, 5 or 6 games he played in the NRL, he was off the bench for Craig Bellamy, just doing a job in the middle. But in saying that,
though.
Yeah, he'd get ragged a bit. But
kilos.
I don't think you can turn
80.
Yeah, but you can see that he's starting to put it on slowly as he's in the system.
But I don't think you can look at him over Clint Gutherson for that 14 role. If you're looking at utility role for New South Wales Origin, they've got that many good big men. If they do pick a little fella on the bench, they've got Wade Graham and Ryan Madison and stuff that can be on the bench, and that's enough utility value. They don't need one. But if they're gonna pick a little fella, it'd have to be Gutherson, surely.
Yeah, will you wait for saying that with Pavanhausen, right? We'll wait till this next off season and see what he comes back like with extra potatoes at dinner, you know?
The Freedy diet.
He did the same thing that Bronson Sherry did, came back fitter, stronger, faster, and then he fouls as a starter, pissing hot 2 weeks later. Gotta love it. How about your Bronx, Freedy?
I'm Lions supporter, bro. So
a Lion supporter or Lions?
Lions.
Yeah, that's what he said. All I was thinking, fuck, is it that early? But no, I agree.
I support both.
Lions. The Lions have got a genuine chance this year, and especially when now we're looking at having the grand final at the Gabba. The Lions get there.
Let's just change this to an AFL podcast. But with the Bronx, obviously good first half, and then they just don't know how to win anymore.
They're improving every week, but they just don't know how to complete games.
They can't last 80 minutes.
Yeah. That's what I was saying to, like, my old girl. She's a member of the Bronx, and she was saying to me, she's like, "Oh, I'm not too disappointed. It's a bit better." I was like, "In what era ever has anyone from the Broncos been happy?"
That's the worst thing.
Not disappointed.
Everyone's now more happy with effort plus a loss.
Great effort.
It used to be
lost.
We don't fucking lose, and now it's but we tried hard.
Yeah.
Like
I think
that's bad.
Coming off a 2-month stretch where we lost games, lost games by 40. We're losing games by 8, and everyone goes, "Oh, they're getting me. They're going all right." Still didn't get the chockies. Still unacceptable.
I just don't understand how we lost the fucking game. Honestly,
overflow Cowboys now. You know when they're
I was just
struggling.
I was listening in the car on the way here to the rush hour with Dobbo, and he sort of broke down the rest of the season for all 3 Queensland sides, and it looks more and more like there's going to be all 3 Queensland sides very close to the bottom of the table, and there's not much of a chance that any of them can get to 12 competition points. So that means there'd be 6 or less wins for all 3 Queensland sides. It's a bit of a grim day for Queensland Rugby League.
Well, this week you got Cowboys Titans, I think, and they're saying that's going to be pretty much the playoff for the highest Queensland team.
Yeah, almost. Well, Bronx play the Cowboys in round 20, so if they can, I don't know, somehow each team scrape a win or two, maybe we might see one side.
What'd you think of Darius, the fullback?
Oh, well, I think that's what he does at fullback, though.
Yeah.
I don't, if you don't have a gun fullback there, I always think he should be at fullback.
Yeah.
Well, he was a fucking shitload better than Milford was.
Well, we have not had another fullback play anywhere near decent this year, so him playing that, even people can bag him as much as they want, but he fucking did play well.
Yeah. Well, and also you see Darius in talk and defense and stuff, he adds chat. Yeah. And that's where I think that's one of his best things in his games. Also now at this advanced age as well is his fucking chat. Yeah. And where Milford, he might as well gag his mouth shut.
Yeah. I thought it was.
He might as well be wearing a fucking gimp mask out there.
I thought he was too again. He's just a little bit brown. Sorry, man.
But Darius always looks dangerous on that left-hand edge.
That's some editing.
That's probably the first edit I'll have to do.
But Darius, anyway, wasn't it? No, when he comes around the back of that, he actually gets some pill and he can throw it. That's better than Asako's got a good running game, but he cannot throw a pill.
No.
So when he comes around the back, there's no chance he's getting that ball off there. Tessie News, brand new to the league. He'd probably be a great player for years to come, but he's not in the league at the moment, confident enough and having enough spark to be out the back of that shape, choosing short, long, or run. He's just not there yet. And even when you had Milford there, he just doesn't show up.
Well, before this game, the previous game that we just played then, the fullbacks in those games couldn't even catch the fucking ball at the back, let alone get it in pass. We were dropping it off that play. As soon as it goes back behind that fucking second row, the cunts were dropping it on the ground. And you're just like, wow, we can't even fucking do a play like on the outside. Like, what do you do at training?
As a team, for a team that's struggling, I think I saw a few stats through the week that were alarming. For a struggling team, you think the little areas you can improve on is all the effort areas like kick returns and all that sort of stuff. But you look at the kick return meters, and the Broncos are by far the lowest in kick returns. Yeah, that's one simple stat.
They were pretty much lowest on all stats, because I saw that same thing. Yeah. And on running meters, missed tackles are pretty much top of the counter as well. Yeah. They're just pass.
all,
Absolute pass.
all the effort areas, but like a kick return's an effort area where you catch the ball and you get your ass fucking get on your bike and Carmichael Hunt used to do it so well. He used to make an extra 10 metres and then usually break the first or second tackle because he was fucking moving.
Well,
and now you get the ball and you skip
You've got a
up
bunch
to
of
the
cunts that
line.
got skipping ropes in their fucking
fuck
hands.
yeah.
Well,
But
I
you
think when
skip up to the
somebody's kicking the
line,
ball
fuck.
from 10 metres out, he only has 1 metre
But
to run. They're not
it's-
putting the defence in and pinning them in their own halves to get the option to return a long kick either.
It sucks, yeah. It sucks when, like with Milford, you see him, the way that he sucked in defenders on that try set up down the left side, where he went in.
Yeah.
That would freak any fucking defensive line out, and we see that, and we're like, why doesn't that happen all the time? Like he could do that all the
And
time.
that was the
Especially-
fifth tackle too. And
He
when
used to do that
this
all the
season
time.
has
Yeah.
he been not scared to do something like that?
That's-
Any other time, no one wants to try anything anymore.
Exactly, and that's Milford's go. A fifth tackle, and we're in a game these days that's so quick. You get a tired forward. I can't remember who was the A defender there. I think it might have been Jared Wallace. Big body, hasn't played a lot of NRL recently. He's become off the bench or not even in the side. And you get him isolated today. Milford does a bit of a jig and finds some space. When you got forwards defending next to each other that are tired, especially on last tackle, they're just back to back to back. It's going to be very hard to stop him, but that's just if he gets the confidence and you know, fucking starts running the footy again.
I'm frothing on Dearden though.
Yeah.
He's getting better every game.
Yeah.
And he's
Turpin there as well. Turpin
That was a
certainly
big,
helps us.
massive boost. And then Stags, like for fuck's
yeah.
sake, that can't.
He's got to be smoky
a
for New
weapon.
South Wales.
he's a freak.
He not even should be how is. I think he's got a guaranteed position in that fucking centre because
He's
not
got
only
it.
because of his skill, but the fucking the aggression and the passion that he does when he
Yeah.
plays with.
And he's a specialist centre.
One of the like powerfulest cunts in the
Yeah.
NRL.
But he's
Like
like
a
he's
pound
like
for
small,
pound.
Dangerous
but
every
he's
time he holds the
fucking
ball.
freakishly strong. Like
Yeah.
like that guy that he was up against was fucking the equivalent to old mate that used to play for the Titans. The Conrad Hurrell. That's what that fucking
Yeah.
Shark Centre reminded me of. And fucking Katoni just was fucking dusting him up all day.
Yeah.
Like the size difference was massive, but he was just fucking turned him inside out. Did you see he even commented on fucking bloke in the bars post, and he's like, one fucking hard man to defend against. That guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it Any Given Monday's post? Or?
No,
Yeah.
Oh,
not with your 400 followers.
Oh, you're
It's
still
great.
back. You're
Yeah,
still,
like
back,
that
stream a week.
you're
Still
still
back.
begging to come on.
Begging to come on and he's begging us.
Every week
come
I
on.
just can't stop calling Freedy and
He's
saying,
like,
please
bro,
get
he
me
goes,
on.
I'll give you 20, I'll slip you 20, just
Yeah.
get us back
Just
on
wants
there.
to get away from his missus.
Yeah,
eh?
that's right.
Just like the weekend.
The only reason I come on is because I want this cunt to stop fucking calling me.
Well, the only time you call me is when you're asking for coke. So
Yeah, 'cause
how
I'm
the fuck
thirsty.
are we supposed to? Yeah,
He's calling
you know
you 'cause
your
he's trying
nostrils
to-
are thirsty,
He
can't.
keeps trying to get a hold of your brother, and you keep answering his phone. That's all.
I'm just calling Freedy wondering where his missus is.
Speaking of
I
your brother,
told you this. We can swap any time. I'll fucking bang her too.
At least you'll have a kid then.
Yeah, that's right. I don't have to worry about me puffing out dust, unfertilized dust.
so let me guess, no luck yet, or
I'm like, probably fucking. I don't know. No. Well, we got to see, but we're working towards it. You know, there's a
There's a
goal.
common
There's a
goal.
goal that we got to hit. I've taken some different steps now. We got to see how that happens. Those different steps might mean I deflate a little bit, but you know, so we'll just see.
Just retire and you just probably have enough time.
Nah.
You don't even play
yeah,
anyway.
I was going to say, retire. I'm pretty sure I stood next to him all
Stop
game.
putting on pretend jerseys and standing on the bench acting like you're going to go on.
I would rather see him sit on the pine with the 7 than Voorhees wear the 7 on the field though.
Yeah.
Just so he
as
can't
long as
wear the number.
if Freddie's not playing, we still retire the jersey. It just hangs in the dressing shed. And, yeah, you guys watch the other game on Friday night, the Tigers vs Warriors game?
No, I caught
I
the
did.
highlights, but
Yeah.
I did get to see
Very,
that. It was good.
It wasn't that great.
Tohu Harris. Oh,
Tohu
Tohu Harris
is a
is
good football
going
player.
really well for Warriors. He
So is-
seems to be holding them
So's Peter Hiku
pretty
playing
well.
pretty
in the
well on the
Jack
centre.
Hetherington. He
Yeah.
made a massive break being on loan with them.
And he's going to be one of those players that proves the loan system can work, because he was a player who at Penrith wasn't going to have a look at first grade
Penrith a
most
gun.
likely, and now he's gone to the Warriors and he's starting at prop and he's looking really good. Had a running battle last week with Jared Warrior-Hargreaves and definitely held his
Took
own.
it to
So
him. Definitely took it to him.
he's one of those players who's going to show that the loan system is beneficial to both parties, to the side that's getting the loan player. Plus, he'll go back to Penrith next year, having
Handful of caps,
17 games of NRL under his belt and big minutes being a starting front rower. So props to that kid, and he's going well. And the Warriors just
props to that kid. You're fucking like 24 years old, bro.
No, he's sitting in Righty's chair, so he feels a bit bigger.
Like, I feel about 100.
He's like,
how much knowledge do you have?
He's like, I'm endo addict now. I say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, if you want to fuck around, let's go.
Wait, Jakey, do you watch a lot of Super League?
No.
Dano, do you?
Oh, I keep up as much as I can,
Yeah.
but not a lot at all.
With Super League, they've been
times.
doing the loan system for ages. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because they got it over there with the EPL and everything like that as well. The soccer has it just in general. I think it's great. I reckon even a trade window for the NRL would potentially
What
work.
are you looking at, cunt?
Well, you're looking at me, cunt. So when someone's looking, he does this like the other night. He's like,
I thought you were fucking him.
You know why? Because I'm sitting here looking at you guys and I can feel his fucking eyeballs melting through me.
Yeah, I thought that before too.
No, fucking this cunt. He's like, I'm like doing like this, and then I see him looking at me, and then I'm like, what do you?
All I can see is two fucking massive dinner plates just fucking staring through my soul.
Can stare at each other once we finish here, all right? Me and Jakey will leave, and we'll leave you looking at each other's eyes all night.
You said the same thing on Saturday night when you were staring at me from the side, and then I looked at you and said, "What are you looking at?" And you said, "You looked at me first."
Oh fuck, me,
freak,
bro.
you're a freak.
You two are cute, eh?
But yeah, I do like the whole loan system. I think it works really well. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the Warriors once down the track a few more people leave. Does that loan system finish now that it's trade line day? Like how it's deadline day.
The loan system at the moment is working on 12 on the year. So like players like Harry Grant who got loaned to the Tigers, they got swapped with.
How it's like signage day today.
Yeah, these players at the Warriors will stay till the year's out. I think it's just unforeseen circumstances that sort of.
But will they be able to get anyone new after the day? You reckon?
I'm not exactly sure. I'm pretty sure if they keep going the way they're going with players going home and injuries and stuff like that, they're going to have to. But they've just got a decent boost with Daniel Alvaro and George Jennings going over from Parramatta. So there's two more players that are played a bit of first grade to add to their side, considering they just lost the Twin Towers, Ken Malmalo and David Fusitua.
Yeah.
So without those two, it'd make it hard. But then you add George Jennings in as a first grade winger, and Daniel Alvaro comes on the bench. Pretty handy. So hopefully the Warriors can stay injury free and they won't need to get any more loan players. But at this stage, if they need it, I'm assuming the NRL will have to sort of reciprocate the favour of their putting themselves in the position they're in to keep our game going. So good on them, and hopefully they can pick up a few more wins. Obviously, they got up on Friday night against the Tigers 26-20, which was a bit of an upset. So good on them. Hopefully they can keep doing what they're doing. And
just on the Warriors there, just saw that NRL released a thing saying Todd Payton has rejected the Warriors job for an extension for next year. So there's looks like that he is the front runner for the Cowboys gig.
Yeah,
so
right.
Which will be interesting.
And where's Greeny going to do? What's he going to do?
There's not much word yet. He did get linked to the Broncos as soon as he left North Queensland, but at the moment,
glory hole for midgets.
I was going to say at the moment you could just about fucking roll a set of fucking 1,000-side dice to decide what's going on at the Bronx, because no one fucking knows. So if there's a job going, I'm sure Paul Green's a candidate for just about any coaching job going. Obviously, the Bulldogs got George Arliss there at the moment, who's just filling in. So there'll be a gig there opening up. There's a gig, obviously, in New Zealand, the Cowboys. So there's plenty of places for first-grade coaches to go.
Righty's probably sniffing around,
Yeah.
Righty's just waving his level 2 coaching card around.
Well, I mean, I don't even think some of them have coached internationals.
I was telling Keenan I can't bag him when he's not here. Like, I don't want to bag him while he's not here to defend himself, because most of the time the reason I bag him is because I love his fucking comebacks. He gets,
Yeah, he is on it pretty quick.
Yeah, he is pretty witty. I'll give him that. The fuck.
Saturday's games, you had 3 games. The Roosters only just edged out the Titans 18-12. Titans had a good effort. I watched that game actually and had a few tries disallowed. They held on really well against the Roosters, defended really well. Attitude looks good, and they've got a bit of a future ahead of them. I think now they've got a few good signings for next year, a few good forwards.
I'll talk about those.
for Sula
My
Malawi.
fucking head's still burning.
And for Fida
Yeah.
going over. So
And then
I'm going for the Firehawks.
How
from now
about
on.
how about the Bronx? The Bronx is like a couple of days later. They're like, good news. The Broncos just signed. Is it
Herbie
Farmhouse?
Farnworth.
Farmhouse. Fucking
He's good
cow
though.
horse.
I do rate him.
Yeah, but it's like, don't try to take our attention
Yeah.
off that when 2 days ago we just lost the best
Fafita.
player that maybe we'll ever see. You know.
Like a generational talent.
Fuck
Yeah.
me.
But for Titans fans, you got a lot to look forward to. You've been playing a bit better footy, and they got a few good boosts for next
I
season.
don't know if they got any fans though, bro.
I don't know if it's how did the Roosters actually play though?
The Roosters didn't play great. They were
Because the last
there.
couple of weeks
Tedesco
they've
played. and
been on a bit of a
All the
slump.
teams that are on massive rolls have started to slow down, but
Yeah.
you're still like
Melbourne.
the Bulldogs game as well. You can't. I feel like you can't take it away from the shittier teams because
Yeah.
they're starting to come in with more effort and,
And
they're
they're
actually
showing up.
bringing
Especially
the
the
game to
Titans.
them. And you feel kind of bad when you see the score lines where they're losing by 4, 6,
Yeah.
2 points, and you're like, "Fuck!"
it'd be deflating.
You
especially
put
for
all
the
that
doggies.
effort for that 80 minutes, and you still get nothing out of it.
But the second game on Saturday, the Cowboys only just got edged out by the Raiders, 14-12. I didn't see any of that game.
I think there was a couple of long distance tries on that one.
Yeah, must.
A couple of runaways. George Williams scored an absolute cracker down the right hand
Fuck,
side.
he fucking loves the score,
He
eh?
does.
Yeah.
He's got a good show and go. Great running.
What every fucking time? Get away!
Classic.
We're just looking at Keenan doing
God.
his best impersonation of Justin Bieber on the TV. The last game on Saturday night, the Sea Eagles took on Penrith at Brookie or at Lotto Land, and the Panthers were just too classy. Put a big score on 42-12. Nathan Cleary was a shining light. Brent
Fuck,
Naden
those
played
Sea
really
Eagles
well.
really suck, eh?
Yeah. If Roddy was here, he'd be fucking spewing. Oh well, Roddy and Jeffrey can hold hands and sing the Manly song. The Bulldogs only just lost to Parramatta, 16-18. Good game of footy. I actually watched that one, and there was a chance for the Bulldogs to tie the game with about 20 minutes to go. They got a penalty right in front.
Did the
11
Bulldogs
metres out.
step up, or did
Yeah, no.
Parramatta just cruise?
The
you
Bulldogs
think?
stepped up. Parramatta weren't at their best, but the Bulldogs definitely stepped up.
That
Played-
Alvaro try was insane too.
Yeah, Avarillo.
Avarillo,
Yeah,
sorry.
it was
Alvaro.
unbelievable.
Farm horse.
But they had a chance. It was 11 metres out, so the opportunity for a quick tap was still there. The front rower, Aiden Tolman, takes the tap and tries to go up the line. Whereas if they set up, kick the goal, they make it 18-all coming into the back end. So the Dogs had their chances. Parramatta roughed out a win. Handy win for Para. Would have been an even handier win for the Dogs, but is what it is. And then yesterday afternoon, Melbourne just strangled the Knights, 26-16. Cam Smith went down injured. Done a low-grade AC joint injury in his shoulder, so
I reckon about 2 weeks.
they won't take any precautions.
Who's talking about joy?
I don't know.
That's when he was. That's when he was trying to look up that Instagram video.
Show me joy.
When you were talking about when you wanted to jack off this morning and you're revisiting some shit.
Yeah.
Cool.
I saw with that that
Talking
Cam
about
Smith
jacking off, when
injury.
you come,
Bucket
Jakey,
loads.
is it like you got a bucket in there?
Yeah.
Snorkel, mate.
Yeah.
She wears a
You know when
snorkel
like
for
women
her.
breastfeed and they got to save a bit after and put it away in the fridge. That's
Oh,
what
so
he
you're
does.
expressing. Oh, no.
Sometimes you
Mate,
just
I'm
got to
not
pull
out.
up and let some out.
Whereas it gets
It's
too
like-
much and it
Do you
starts
remember
bagging
that?
down past
Remember the
his
movie
knees.
with Ryan Reynolds in it? I fucking forget what it is, but the dog's got a huge
Oh,
set of balls.
Van Wilder.
Van Wilder.
Yes.
And then they spooge you to make the cream buns and his testicles shrink.
Yeah,
I
that's fucking
swear that's
gross.
you, bro.
That it's similar thing. Similar things happen.
Oh.
Because everyone's
Well-
like, oh, Jakey's penis isn't that big. I go, no, it's actually not that bad, but his testicles are just fucking hanging down to the floor.
You'd have to blow it at least daily so you're not tripping over him.
At
wouldn't you?
least.
Yeah,
At
fuck.
least.
That's fucking rubbish. That's too rubbish. I've
Did
seen
your missus love him?
Yeah, she actually said today. So,
Chicks don't like testicles.
Nah,
They do, bro.
No.
she said she doesn't mind them, eh? Dom, one of the boys, put up a Snapchat. She fucking better like him. Dom put
I
up
think
a
she
Snapchat.
likes the contents of
She's
them more
got
than
to,
she
man.
actually-
Yeah.
Imagine those fucking boulders just whacking like while he's going down.
He's getting yelled at. Stop boxing in the other room. Mate.
Nah.
Oh, that's rubbish.
Yeah, she likes him.
It's like in South Park when Randy grows huge testicles because he's got testicular cancer, and the chicks, and he'd be like, they'd be staring at his balls, and he's like, "Hey, ladies, my eyes are up here." It's like fucking Jakey in the shower. I'm just like staring.
Well, that's the only reason why Dom Biondi was in the showers yesterday.
Post game in the showers, everyone waits for Jakey to jump in so he can check out his bag. And not the bag.
I got stuck next to the kid too.
Didn't you say
shit,
like with your
Dave.
clippers you have to actually recharge halfway through?
His jocks look like fucking look like Duna covers.
Yeah, no, his normal
get a
tight
nut bra.
jocks look
He's
like
got to
fucking
wear.
to get a
He's got to
nut
wear
bra.
them backwards so there's more room at the front.
No, but budgies, man. Honestly, I'll get like large budgies and they're
Yeah.
swimming on me out here, but they're just not holding everything in
Yeah.
there. They need to make like a big man's version of budgies.
Right. Congratulations.
Big man
Big
for the
man.
small man. Yeah, pity the rest of your body didn't grow with your testicles. Eh?
Yeah, pity your cock didn't keep up. 'Cause fuck, it would have been a stonk.
Put
Yeah.
kid's cock on
too
your
big.
nuts and you've got the fucking perfect set.
Oh.
You ever seen that porn where they stick their they fucking them and they also trying to while ramming their balls into their asshole or something like that, or they're doing their ass and they're trying to ram the balls in the vag? Try this motherfucker. He's got Johnny
He
Sins
just
covered.
uses his balls because the dick doesn't do the job.
Double feeding.
For those of you who don't know who Kid is, Kid's a male over the age of 18.
Yeah, we're not talking about children.
an actual kid. We're talking about a grown man we play football with. His nickname is just Kid. For no reason at all.
Well, he was 17 when he came down.
Yeah.
We don't
He
talk- we
was
don't
one-
talk
he
the
was
numbers
once a
17
kid.
around
He was
here.
once a kid.
Yeah,
He was once a kid.
weren't we all? I do like your little illustration you put on the whiteboard, bud. Of, of
Pretty,
Jakey-
it
of
looks
Jakey.
very, very accurate too.
It actually is.
I'm kind of glad the camera can't see it.
Too much
but,
hair.
Yeah, so NRL. So we finished off the round with the Storm v Knights,
Yeah.
and the Knights were brave, or were they shit
Nah,
out?
they were
I
pretty.
didn't see it.
The Knights are pretty average. Pierce didn't have the greatest game. Ponga tried hard, but Melbourne just did Melbourne, run all over him.
Puppy scored a full-length try.
Yeah, picked it up off his bootlaces and broke a few tackles and
And broke a
put
few
Ponga-
ankles
put
on
Ponga
Ponga.
his ass. But
yeah.
Melbourne.
What did he get stood up?
Yeah, did you not
Yeah,
see it,
yeah.
bro? There's
Ponga
like
was in
they've
the
been
chair.
making memes about it all
He
week.
was at
There's one of
full pace and just hit the right foot and just Ponga just fell over. It was
They've cut Ponga out and put him in the slips cord and like taken a couch.
Yeah,
like
like-
that's how far over he is. He's just in the chair, arm out.
But Smith went down injured, and Melbourne being as deep as they are, Brandon Smith filled right in and pretty handy replacement. There was injuries all over the park, both teams injuries. There was a big head clash and two Knights players were written out for the game with about probably 50 minutes to go, so they were real short on troops, and a few Melbourne players were pulling up with injuries. Both back rowers looked out in their feet. But yeah, Melbourne were just too good.
I can't remember a time when you weren't talking about this fucking game, bro.
You asked, cunt.
I was saying it,
it's not my fault you don't watch the game, cunt. I have to watch them. I have to wake up from my fucking disgusting state I was in and watch it on my phone like this with my eyes crossed, just to try and get some
Probably
information
couldn't
for your
see because
shit
there's all
podcast,
coke
cunt.
streak down here. Still, he has some wipe the coke residue
Yeah, but it's
off.
right because every time I can't see, I just sniff that bit out of the way and it goes
Wakes
in
you
there.
back up.
Yeah, that's right. I just watch the left side of the screen with my right eye and the right side of the screen with the left eye, and it's all good.
They were saying Cameron Smith, if it was a finals match, they would have just given him cortisone and send him
Oh,
back
yeah.
straight back in. So I don't think it's too bad. They just said a bit of rehab, 2 weeks, and he should be right. So there's 7 weeks till finals. They just want to make sure
Yeah.
Yeah, they
he's
wouldn't be,
good to go.
They definitely wouldn't be risking it with him, even if he's if he's got a bloody, I don't know, a sniffle or one of his hairs falls out. I think they'll let him sit the week.
Can he grow the beard back?
Oh, wasn't it lovely?
Oh,
It
that beard was
good.
excellent. Where's Ronnie?
Sorry, lads, I was off checking my
So what do you want to do? You want to go and hit some questions?
Oh, I reckon we should. Well, we've done it with every other guest. We better ask Jakey about his junior footy. I think. I'll
true.
just do the right man
Yeah,
thing.
do
And pull
it,
in
do
Jakey. Where'd you play your junior footy, bud? Tell us about.
So I unfortunately started at Cocksuckers Arana. Played there 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, and 11s.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry for your loss.
One of I don't know, he came runners up in 11s. And then went to Albany Creek. really hitting the great clubs of Brisbane, aren't I?
Fuck, you're a coward.
Yeah. Won 4 years in a row there, premierships.
Oh, Jesus.
And then had a year off, played 18s, won a premiership there. And then came to West Mitchie and haven't won a premiership there yet. But I think I came down in 2012 it was. So this will be about my 7th or 8th year down at Mitchie.
Nice.
So
Right.
absolutely loving it.
How old are you, gun? You've had like a fucking 20-year career
That's
already.
it.
Well, it's got to be.
I'm
heaps
27
better-
this year.
It's got to be heaps better than fucking starting at Albany Creek, at fucking Arana and going to Albany Creek. Any club would look like fucking the grass. Is
I mean,
green,
I ended
you
up
know?
at the right spot, so
True.
Yeah.
came down
But-
to
and
Mitchie because of my
as-
brother.
As for an open one side, we're a fucking young side this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always seem to be like. We always seem to be every year like we lose an old fella and replace him with a young fella.
Well, it's kind of gotten younger. Like 2015, we were pretty cranking out
That's
the
because you
age.
called every one of your mates in.
Yeah,
But I think you're
get the
also
job
looking
done.
around, actually looking at the guys that used to be young and still thinking that they're young.
Yeah,
so we're
yeah,
not
the
that
same
young.
So
age,
blokes
yeah.
like
We're
James
not
as
Morris
young
being
as you think we are.
27, Keenan's 1,000 as well.
Yeah. What are you? 25.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a kid on the way?
No.
Yeah.
The missus looked like she had to let it fall out in the living room.
Yeah, he was blowing up on Saturday night. He's like, "Now, where's your fucking missus? How far along is she now?" And I was like, "Oh, she's got
Is that
like
you?
8 weeks."
Yeah.
He goes,
Yeah, I was
"No
gonna say.
fucking way! She's about to pop on the way home now."
Mate,
8 weeks. There's no
she
way
was-
she got if that kid stays in there for 8 more weeks, she's gonna explode.
She was she was filthy
They're
at you for
twins?
saying that too. She goes, "Oh, what the fuck? How fucking fat do I look?"
It is.
I wasn't saying in a bad way. I'm just saying you look.
But I was like,
fully
"That's also the
pregnant."
first time you blokes have seen her pretty much since."
Mate, you let her walk across the field with your bag
Yeah.
by herself. You didn't even fucking walk her to her car.
I wasn't even there.
Where were you?
I don't know.
He's in the presidential
She's
suite.
She's been at like every fucking one of our games. She was at the Albany Creek fight holding back your dog.
Yeah, why was she on the
Amongst
dog
it.
back? I was spewing. I needed some help.
He wouldn't have done anything.
Oh, well. Right, do you want to hit these questions?
Yeah, we hit some questions up. So,
Did you actually get questions?
Well, what happens is fucking
Oh, here
when
we
I
go.
when I ask for a question, like people to put up, can you please put questions? Righty writes a fucking paragraph, and then at the bottom of the paragraph he'll write, oh yeah, so put some questions. So the attention span that people have these days, they'll read the first couple of lines and then be like, I don't know what's
and
a
it was
fucking
about
question
you,
for.
so they just immediately
Yeah,
stopped
yeah.
reading.
And now everyone thinks I'm a cocksucker who thinks I'm my own spiritual.
Then they know you
coach.
very, very well as well.
Fuck me, but
Have you got anyone hit you up on that spiritual coaching journey?
no,
that you're doing?
because I think hopefully it says who publishes each one. Yeah, so it goes published by Adam Wright, thank God. And otherwise, yeah.
No one's looking at that.
No
bro.
one goes far
Everyone
into that.
I
thinks
don't
you
think that shows it on the phone.
No.
I think it only shows it on ours, on our 3, because we're the
Oh,
three.
really?
People
Yeah,
are not
I
clicking
don't-
on
we
the
don't
post
see that.
and looking in going, oh, who published this? I just want to see. No
Yeah.
one gives a fuck.
Yeah, well, fuck, bro. It's but what he writes is fucking hilarious. I got to give it
Yeah,
to him.
yeah.
Like I read it.
It's
and
pretty
some of the shit's
creative.
so
You sit at home
good.
and think, how the fuck? He must have a lot of spare time. thinking
Yeah.
all this.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I shared it, because it was funny. Other than that, 3 hours before that, when he's begging me to share the post to get questions, I'm like, nah. And then I seen that and I was like, all right, I'll share this one.
Well, it just makes sense. People that coming on put up the posts that are.
But I don't want to come on, though.
You do. You're here. You got your pregnant ass missus to drop you over, and then said, "Can you? I'll give you $20 to drop you home." And I'll
Yeah, right.
How
So-
are you getting home?
I'm driving him.
Sweet, because I need to lift too. So, I think we're
Yeah,
doing a
so do
round
I.
trip.
Yeah, 25-year-old man don't have his license. So.
Capridi's doing the
Soon to
school
be a
run.
dad.
Yeah, so we got Ollie from Rugby League, in my opinion, most underrated players in the NRL currently.
Yeah. See, underrated is
No one's really underrated anymore because if you're
Crichton.
a good young bloke, you
But
fucking
he's
people
really come out of his shell,
pump
Stephen
you up.
Crichton.
I think I'd look at a bloke like, I don't know, like underrated to their team. Blake Green is very important for the Warriors. I think he's underrated in that extent. I think blokes like Alex Twal, front row at the Tigers, he's not overly underrated. I just think he's underrated because I think he's fantastic and he gets a little bit of props, but not as much as he should. Josh Aloiai, he's played really well for the Tigers. He does a lot for his side. It's really hard.
It's hard because everyone does
yeah.
get recognition. Like
and
people still do.
The media these days is all over it. So like, I don't know. I think Gutherson is underrated to an extent, considering how important he is to the.
Yeah, I think
Parramatta.
he was until this year.
Yeah.
I think he's really getting his dues
Even
this
the
year.
end of last year, he really started to.
Yeah.
They kind of started to shine the spotlight a bit on him, and
He's so
everything
important to
like
his
that.
side. I think he's not so much underrated, but like he just maybe undervalued
And
a little
he
bit.
seems like a fucking awesome captain.
Yeah,
Like,
he
yeah.
is a
great
leader,
captain.
great leader.
It's like at halftime, just mentioned this, Tom, and in our team at halftime, remember when we were saying our shit?
Yeah.
And then Tom's like, all right, you pussies, fucking put your hands in. Let's get out there
and rip
and get
these
there, fucking
cunts."
rip these cunts' heads off. And we're all like, what that
Yeah,
cunt
yeah.
said. And then I was like, I just ripped my C patch off my thing and put it on his. I'm like, captain for the rest of the year.
I didn't
bro.
even fucking hear that. I must have been
Yeah,
spaced
he's
down the corner.
Yeah, he was jacked,
it came
bro.
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I was talking to him on the way into the shed, and he was so up. And then we got there, Clino said his piece, and then everyone's like, "Oh, we'll come in and we'll let Jakey and Freedy have their say as the captains for the day."
Nah, you got
And
it,
then
Tom.
As soon as we come in, no one get a chance to open up. He tells you fucking.
He yelled over everyone.
Yeah. To answer your question, I think we sort of decided that the media does such a great job highlighting players these days. But
I think all it has to
there's
do
a
is
few-
somebody just has to have one or two really good weeks, and they get on that highlights reel, and they just seem to put it on repeat over and over again.
I think
Billy Walters, like 2 weeks ago or last week
Yeah.
it was, he had an absolute killer of a game. So again, and they weren't really talking about him until that point, and I've
they
heard
just
his
blow it
name
up, yeah.
come up a couple of times, especially against the Warriors. He didn't do too much special, but the things he did do, they would talk to him a bit, like talk about what he'd done previously. So
I think it's easier to point out overrated players these days than it is underrated, because I think as soon as you're coming up, you sort of get your name out there a lot more and quicker, and you're up in bigger lights in the way social media works these days. But I think being overrated is a lot more common, considering you are in the spotlight. So if you're not performing, you can easily pull that overrated tag. But,
Sorry, did you get to watch that Raiders game? You didn't know.
nah, that was pretty much on
While
simultaneously
we were
when
playing,
you boys were
yeah.
playing. Yeah.
Just interested to see how Johnny Bateman played for his first game. I think he did pretty well.
Yeah, he had a try assist and he made 35 odd tackles first game back, and he's incredible. He's probably one of the underrated players in the league.
Yeah.
But he's great player. Next question. Thanks
So,
for your question again, Ollie.
So I had this dream during the week. I told the assistant coach at school about it. So I dreamt that I was fucking his name's Sully. Listens to the podcast. Shout out to Sully. So he's like the coach at Mount Maria. I'm assistant bitch. But I dreamt that he was running a roadside strip club, like just say like of an interstate in the States. You know, you're driving down and you pull over to the side. There's like Coyote Ugly
Like
or
a
some
donger?
shit like this. Kind of like that, but it was attached to a servo, and so I was interviewing to work for the fucking strip club, and I'm telling Sully this at work, and then while I'm telling him, his fucking missus is messaging him talking about that he needs to sort the turf out for that weekend. He had to lay some turf, and he was like, "Gosh, he just wants the fucking turf done." And he's like, "Fuck, the way she keeps going, she'll be better be shut her mouth soon because she won't be working in my fucking strip club." And then, so I'm taking a shit at school, and
Could have said you're at school.
but we've got these toilets where you shut the door and then you switch the lock and it goes from green to red.
Yeah.
And I always, so I'm usually carry a laptop into the bathroom because I put it on the thing and then I do my shit. and I forgot to go from green to red. So I'm sitting there doing a shit, and then one of the other male faculty walks in, just opens the door, and I was like, "Fuck, bro, I'm so sorry." I'm just sitting there.
And did you have your laptop on the thing?
Someone out the laptop was behind.
But he's probably thinking, "What the fuck are you doing here, man?"
It was one of the on call teachers. So I didn't really know him that well, so I was just like, "Oh shit." Alright, no.
He's like, that guy's jacking hard in there.
Talking about going to the shitter. I've been having a running debate with Jackson Uzebager, West Mitchelton hero, about
you fucking sound exactly like Roddy.
about the way you go to the toilet, because I've been saying I've been having troubles like not actually going to the toilet but wiping my ass, because I've obviously only got the left hand at the moment. I can't wipe my ass with the right. So I've been coming around. I've got a pretty hairy ass crack. I don't know if you guys have seen it
from front to back.
Yeah, but coming around and trying to get it, I'm just not coordinated off with the left.
It's different with your other hand, though. You can't do anything properly.
I was saying
it's like jacking with your left hand. I can't blow.
But I was saying that to Jackson, and he goes, "What do you mean? Why are you going around the side anyway? You're supposed to wipe
from
through
the back
here."
to front.
He's
People that
like,
that.
"You're supposed to wipe through your legs." I was like, "No." So you're telling me every time you have a shit, you reach through your legs?
So you wipe
and
the
he
shit
wipes
on
it
across your gooch and
Jakey
up your
would need like 4 elbows to get around his fucking ball.
all you do is you hold it up and then...
But do you ride from back to front?
No, from front to back.
Yeah,
I've had this
at the back. Yeah.
I've
Like
had
a
this
normal
debate
person.
with people
Yeah,
at work,
like a
and
human
cunts thought it
being.
was
Yeah.
normal to
Yeah.
go like
Not-
a chick.
Can we please all just
like a
acknowledge
fucking
that Jackson's
ape?
a fucking disgusting cunt?
Yeah.
That is great. He goes, "Oh, it's because you never had to change a nappy," because he's obviously got 400 brothers and sisters. He goes, "When you change a nappy, I was like,
But there's
No,
a
you
difference when
don't, though.
someone
It
is doing
depends
it
what they
for
do,
you.
because
Yeah.
you can't wipe shit
Also, because
into a
I've got a
vagina.
girl and I go exactly the way we do.
yeah."
Yeah,
but
otherwise
otherwise-
you can't put
Yeah.
shit into a vagina.
So
Yeah.
I sit there doing this for like 25 minutes with the left because I'm there uncoordinated. But then I sort of half stand up at the end and do a bit of work through the middle.
What about when you got...
yeah, you
How
just
bad,
drop a squat.
like, when you do a shit, right? This is a great podcast. Oh,
Yeah, is this a
Oh, yeah.
sports podcast or
How-
just where
how
we talk
good-
about each other's
like you-
dicks and asses?
You know when you do a shit and you know you're wiping and you're like, this is going to be a re-wipe.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in 30
I don't have
minutes.
much paper here.
Like you got, but also you know in about 30 minutes it's going to get a bit sweaty and you're going to have to re-wipe.
Nah.
So like,
That's me every time I shit right
Right.
now, because there's no way the left hand is doing a satisfactory job of cleaning the shit out.
and
of my
also
ass.
this the consistency of the shit gives
Yeah.
it away as
Oh,
You're
well.
100% getting shit on your hand after you're wiping.
And the worst thing was, I did the other day, and I spent ages of time, and I even went back and did a re-wipe, and then when I got into the shower later, take my pants off, and I had to throw the jocks out because there was just stains on them, and I was like, this is unbelievably rubbish. Like, I'm going to lose so many good pairs of jocks because I'm incapable.
Just
of
buy
wiping my
all
own ass.
black
Wait,
pairs.
and who the fuck buys white jocks? Like,
Yeah.
No,
why
but-
are they selling that?
Nah.
No, but I've got a pair of jocks that are like printed like. They got a tiger print on them because I'm the Tiger King. On the inside,
No,
like,
you're the Tiger King's bitch, right?
but on the inside of
Got like a white lining.
it's like
Who
white-
does that to
It's
underpants?
white on the inside,
Like,
so you couldn't see the stains from the outside. But from
But
the
on the
inside,
inside,
when I
yeah,
pulled my
dirty
jocks
red
down,
scrundies.
I obviously pulled my pants at one hand, got a plastic bag of my arm out here like this in the shower. Pulled the pants down, and there was this shit stain. I was like, "What the damn hell?" Now they just lost like my favourite pair of jocks.
Well,
I'm
that's
no
why-
longer the
that's
That
Tiger
why-
this
King.
morning from last night.
No,
You know how I wear like my black jocks underneath my American DTs when
Yeah.
I'm playing is because they're white at the bottom, and I don't want fucking shit sweat fucking them
Just
up.
need to get some black Pomeroys.
yeah, Jake.
Is that what you wear? Is that-
Yeah, the
Do you wear them
Pomeroys.
during the game?
Training as well.
Loves the pommies.
Yeah.
Looks good on you.
But
Jake. You
anyway,
don't
like
stop
I'll
it.
walk
Get
out.
rid of that
I'll walk
chafe.
out of the toilet with my head down sometimes, and Chris is like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "It's a fucking re-wipe." Like, I'm fucking gonna have to.
Before we talk about fashion a little bit, can we just you wearing the Pomeroys? We all love that, but I don't think it's been a long time since I've seen anyone wear denim jeans and thongs.
yeah, since fucking Drano and Scraper were playing the machine.
Where do you think I got my fashion from?
What about the boys bagging my socks and slides on the weekend?
They were horrible.
No, but
Right.
that's like modern fashion where you look at him, you're like, you're a fuckwit. But that's old school fashion. It's like, when was the last time you seen that?
Not even skinny jeans either.
Yeah, but that's what my dad. You look like my dad. That's my dad.
That's what your dad was wearing when he rocked up
Like
to the
yeah, exactly right.
It'll come around where everyone's wearing those fucks again.
Yeah.
You know, fashion always goes around.
No chance.
No chance. It's whatever you can steal off a fucking clothesline, cunt. That's what you wear.
The first thing you're stealing is socks.
I'm stealing your fucking overexertion gear, cunt. That's what I'm taking.
Yeah, you steal it and then make him drive you home with it.
And then put it up on Facebook Marketplace when I get home.
And I'm like, you didn't come with the backpack. For some reason, you got one on the way.
Yeah, he's like, why do you gotta
talking about Uzi, who runs West's Mitchie's best lead, asking for a friend?
Oh, well, I think he's trying to
Are you having a stroke? Are you right, mate?
You're trying to figure out the right way.
Yeah.
In the beninging.
I can't remember the word, but I think he's trying to imply that he runs a good lead because the whole threes game on Saturday, I don't think he touched the ball once. So I'm thinking he's trying to imply he runs good leads just to cover the fact he's a coward and never hit up. But it's definitely not you, champ. Fuck, pull your head in.
Uzi,
Get a hit up, you coward.
I'll have to have a look at you. A bit more, like, pay attention to you, but
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think Cal had a fucking blinder on the weekend. But when he's running off ya, he's running leads. But I also don't think if he knows exactly that he's getting it or not. Like just his leads.
Tommy runs a good lead.
Yeah,
Tommy when he against Brighton there, I think he scored a couple of tries.
Matty Smith used to run a good lead. But just because I think he was too dumb to realise what was happening, he just sort of like put his body there. Yeah.
But
either way, it's not you, cunt. Pull your head.
That's it. But shout out to Cal. He's been begging, saying, I'm good at hooker, good at hooker.
He killed it.
And his fucking service was quality too.
Yeah.
I think Cal, go fuck yourself, there. And learn how to D. But no, he had a great game. David Ellis. He says, favourite Indigenous jersey of the weekend and least favourite. For me, my favourite, just because of the game, the way it went, I like the Rabbitohs.
I was going to say Rabbitohs, and I fucking hate the Rabbitohs too.
Yeah.
I pointed out to my missus, I said, that's probably one of the best jerseys I've seen. It was nice.
I thought
nice
it was
and clean.
Yeah. I didn't like St. George's.
It was very busy.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on with
Bulldogs was a bit boring too.
Raiders didn't seem to put much effort into theirs.
Bronx was
pretty
easy
good,
to
but
do.
fuck Broncos.
Yeah, because of the colours, it's very easy
It
to
was
do.
the same with the Sharkies. Broncos and Sharks look very similar. They went light to dark.
Yeah, I thought Rabbitohs was sick.
Yeah, I thought the Rabbitohs would have been the best.
I did like Melbourne's too, actually.
Yeah, Melbourne's was alright.
It did look a bit North Queenslandish, but I did like theirs.
Any of the Saturday games, I didn't see the jerseys.
Yeah.
Or Sunday.
And when did they
actually? I love the Warriors jerseys.
When are they doing
look
colonist
sick.
round?
When's your podcast getting removed?
We're going to dignify that with an answer, or are we going to stop it?
No, I'm just going to dog shot the cunt after we finish.
He's going home with overexertion gear and a new interface.
And he's catching a cab home because I'm dead on the ground over there.
That'd be stealing your fucking car if it starts.
You don't even know.
Do you know how to drive, cunt?
You know how to drive, get a license.
Drive the missus into the back of the headboard.
It's a manual, you fuck.
You can sign off on his hours. Oh, you can't though.
Yeah. Brady doesn't even have a license.
So we got the mechanic. The mechanic says, who was the standout team over the weekend?
I think it was West Mitchie Open Ones.
Yeah, most definitely.
28-0 victory. Moved to the top of the table. 68
Unanswered points.
66 plus in the for and against. Hasn't conceded a point. So just to answer your question there, Stano/mechanic, we are unbeatable. We're the best side in the universe. Yeah.
That's a good thing. I feel that nil though 2 games in a row now, because that's something that we can try and. That's going to be a goal to hold on to.
The nil on fuck, you get addicted.
That's going to up our D better, because
Yeah.
it's going to be like, fuck, we want to hold on to that record as long as possible.
They didn't deserve to score on the weekend either.
Oh, and
They
neither
were
did they the
fucking
weekend
pass.
before. Both those sides have passed. It's going to be a bit more of a challenge with us Redlands this week, who are going to be probably close to up there in the comp. So hopefully we can show up and keep that fucking defensive record sound. You know, I'll be doing my part on the sideline. I don't know about you.
I was talking to Max Gill today, and he was saying that his 17s, they were meant to play a Southside team, and their game got canned. So
Really?
it'll be interesting to see what happens with the whole COVID and Southside teams now.
I think they cancelled all games on the south side. I think they're just trying to work to moving them all, which is weird considering 3/4 of the south side were at Mitchie on Saturday with the South girls teams playing. But the
Sunday game, Maxi's Sunday game, that was meant to be played at Mitchie, but they didn't want the south side team coming up either.
So I'm not sure how it's going to go. Queensland recorded no new cases again yesterday. They said it seems we've dodged a bullet, and there's all the testing facilities at Chockers, and everyone seems to be doing the right thing. So fingers crossed that if not within the week, maybe next week we'll find out whether we'll be continuing. But if we're going to get it pulled up, hopefully we can get a season out. And
at least we're fucking. As long as they keep hanging off with like no new cases every couple of days, that gives us another like week or so, and then that happens the week after. Then we got another week. I feel it's gonna.
And I think society as a whole is a bit more adept to dealing with a new case, considering we've got contact tracing now, whereas when it started, a new case would come and you don't know who that person's been in contact with. But now, checking in everywhere and the way contact tracing is working, if someone does get it, you can pretty quickly identify where they were and who they've been in contact with to then get everyone else tested or get them isolated or whatever, keep them away from everyone else. So fingers crossed.
And like, it's all because of those two fucking cunts down south side,
Yeah.
You fucking cunt.
I'm pretty surprised that we're actually still in a good way, because I was pretty much expecting everything to just.
It'll
go
be another week.
fucking
It'll be a
wild
week. It'll be a
after
week
that.
until
the numbers really.
they start coming out. I reckon.
When those photos came out of those chicks, I was like, they're fucking pushing 35, right? And I didn't know
just
they're
scrags, eh?
teenagers.
Look
yeah.
like
19.
fucking gross, man, and they look like they had sausages on their face.
Yeah.
Sure, they
Probably had a lot of sausages on their
face.
They were old balls on their face, right?
Wouldn't
The
we
old
all?
ball goggle.
Paul Stanley says, shout out to Stanley. I don't think he listens. He's probably got way better things to do. I've asked him on here before. He was like, go fuck yourself. He said, did you have any setbacks during this week which you had to overcome in preparation for this weekend, Thursday in particular? He's talking about me taking my Mount Maria boys over to Wavell to get a spanking. We played there. I think we played there 3. So my first side, we've only got one side, but Mount Maria's one side. We went over and played their 3s, which I think majority was made up of 11 and 10s, and they did us 40-4 or something like that. But that first quarter, we were hanging in there at 10-4, and I thought we were going to get it over him. Yeah, but yeah, that's what he's talking about. But
How'd it feel captaining a side to a thrashing like that?
Well, I didn't captain. I can't play. I'm not in year 12.
You look like
No, he coached. That's why they lost.
He looks like he's in about year 6. I thought he would have just run out there and played Little Macho Man. I thought you would have come under a name like Christian Creed or whatever. Like that. Just worked your way into the side.
Dano's reading off palm cards here. He's got this shit sorted.
I've got a
palm cards
inside of my cast.
Cast cards.
Yeah, just sliding notes out from under there. It's all good.
And that's it. And then one more from the mechanic. Mechanic wanted to know. What's that?
Oh.
Nah, you're right.
Yeah,
keep going.
yeah, we did.
So the mechanic wants to know how did the touchy go on Saturday night?
Well, could have been better. Could have been worse. He did his job. On your mechanic.
Nah, he's always pretty fair.
Yeah, I think
Sometimes he needs to let those 50-50 calls go to the home side, though.
Yeah.
He's a bit too honest.
Well, he only did one game, so that's where he sort of gets my vote down, but he gets my vote up because the one game he did was ours, so fair enough. But next time, surely you quit your job to make the first game, surely. You don't just rock up late because you had work, cunt. Fuck. But good on you, Stanny. we appreciate you doing the ones, but make sure you get to the threes game next week
He
as
gets
well.
that article written about him.
Yeah, one article.
Throwing cash around.
That's all right. We'll get a shrine at Mitchie, and we'll get him with the flag and with that same T-shirt he bought from Kmart up there as well. Just get the mechanic just engraved in the wall. It'll be sweet. Nice.
So,
Do you reckon it's too early to start talking about Origin and potential selections, or
Pick Harry Grant.
yeah?
That's all I want to say.
We don't
For
really.
Queensland, just pick Harry Grant.
We don't really have many options, like for Queensland anymore.
what do you mean for like the whole side?
Just-
Or?
Yeah, but like because fucking their predicted side still has Moses Embai in the center. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
That's for me. That's not a good selection.
I agree. I agree.
And like Valentine Holmes is most likely not playing now.
Why?
He's injured.
Injury.
Yeah.
like Corey Oates. So you've pretty much got our entire back line not there from last year, which doesn't really matter too much because it's not like we fucking did
with
much
Corey
last year
Oates.
anyway.
What's the deal?
He's just out of form and.
I mean, what's with his hematoma?
He had the thing there. They said he'd be back in under a month, so it couldn't have been that.
Well, they
bad.
said 3 weeks at the beginning, but then I read another thing later on. But
you bring him off the pine. You have Felt starting on the wing. I think he deserves a spot.
I think
Felt will get
can
picked.
bring the attacking, but
Felt will get picked and Gago will get picked. My only fear is Gago getting picked in the centres because every time he plays centre, he gets absolutely fingered by the...
Mate, can you imagine Tony Staggs on Dane Gagai?
Oh, remember
fingered
last year?
Like a 14-year-old at a movie theatre.
Wow.
Do you remember...
If we were 14 as well, you can't.
Do you remember last year they had Gagai in the centres and he came up against Moses Suley and Moses Suley could have run up, tapped him on the forehead 3 times and still run around him. He was just... If he gets put in that situation in Origin level... He will get absolutely exposed.
I keep fucking thinking Staggs is Queensland just because he's at the Bronx.
Yeah,
I'm filthy, man. He even come out and said he wish he played for Queensland.
Yeah.
Like he wants to play for Queensland.
Luke Keary did the same thing.
Just change.
Luke Keary wanted to play for Queensland before he got his...
He was born in Ipswich.
Yeah, before he got his New South Wales, so...
Yeah. It's gross. But yeah, I don't know if we've got that many outside back options. As long as we pick smart. Forward pack... Pick the ones that have been there, leave off and Gowie out, and pick someone young you want to bring in. Lindsay Collins, Horsburgh, Christian Welsh, Jaden Sewer,
Carrigan,
Paddy Carrigan. Some of these
I froth
blokes.
on that cunt too. Carrigan, I love, man.
Fafita.
Carrigan's like a Dallas Johnson, like that to me.
Yeah. Well, if
just keep
if
going.
they pick smart, like obviously Maguire's got to be there because he's in for
Papali,
Jai Arrow, Papali.
Saying Arrow's been doing fuck all this year.
I don't know.
Since he signed that deal, he's gone so quiet.
Well, he's only getting 50 minutes a game. Holbrook's playing him 50 minutes. He's your best forward. Plays 50 minutes. You look at his stats and he's making 30-something tackles and 15 hit-ups. And everyone goes, oh, he's down from his last year's numbers, but he's doing it in 50 minutes. He really needs to be playing bigger minutes, especially for the Gold Coast. But at Origin level, if he plays 50 minutes and gives you 30, 33, 34 tackles and has his hit-ups, he's really worth it. And he's been there before. He's experienced enough to be there. Him and Papali, Maguire, Kafusi, and then your next back row, you look at either starting for Feeder or you can Ethan Lowe if he's back to playing. And then you just look at the bench. Christian Welsh has been there before, probably not a bad option, runs the ball hard. And then you really fill it out with the other ones, maybe a Horsburgh or a Collins or a...
Yeah.
So we're pretty much sweet on the forwards, but then
we've got a lot of forwards.
Your spine, you got Ponga at fullback.
Yeah, and then you got... Cherry Evans is in the halves.
Cherry Evans, Grant at 9, Hunter 14.
Hunter 14 for sure.
Yeah, Grant at 9, Hunter 14.
That's 6.
It's not. If it's Corey Norman, I'll run from here to Burke.
Well, I was saying that Norman might be getting dropped this week for
that's
Dragons.
one of the things. Like, just say if Ollie asked for the most... I thought initially when I read it, the most overrated player.
Yeah.
And straight away I think of Norman. But overrated in parts of his game. Like, he'll kill it one week and then... And just for consistency, so overrated. So fucking
too hot
overrated.
And cold.
Yeah.
He knows the rules, though, you know. Yeah. He knows the fucking
Keenan
rules.
knows the rules.
Keenan's keeping their fucking company afloat.
I just think with Norman is, everyone, like you say, oh, he had a blinder last week, and his blinder is the highlights package where he scores a winning try and he throws one ball to set up a try, but you also watch the same game and he's got 5 or 6 missed tackles on his edge and he's not there. Like there's some sets he doesn't even get near the ball and you're like, he had a blinder in some respects, but there's also other parts of his game where he wasn't there. Last year, game 3, all he had to do was knock Ferguson over the sideline and pretty much tapped him on the arse and watch him run down just said, go on, son, and fucking let him go. You make that tackle, we go to Golden Point, so I don't know.
What are your thoughts on Norman?
No, I don't want to comment. No, I'm just trying to like...
He's not going to send him
that discount.
He's not going to send him through.
I just can't... I don't know options for that position, number 6. I don't know.
Yeah, well, Morgan hasn't been there this year.
Yeah,
so
Morgan will have to come back into that Cowboys side and be very good for the rest of the year to get picked in the 5'8" role. I think he's still a good chance of getting picked at centre, which is
No way. No.
It's questionable. But who else do we have? We don't have any other
That's,
options.
but I feel
don't know
for
who else
Origin,
you'd
we
pick
need
at
to
5'8".
pick players that are for their positions, not just throw any cunt just because they say they'll step up for the game.
Well, we used to be able to do that because we had fucking 14 good fullbacks.
Yeah.
And now the shoes on the other foot.
Yeah.
Look, fucking New South Wales can't even know who they're going to put in there because they got that many fucking
Yeah.
young cunts to
And
go.
See, when
Yeah.
I put my mic like that, the static went. Like when I went like this.
No worries, we'll just fucking talk to ourselves here, bro. We're talking about the footy, you're fucking sitting there thinking about static, and you look like you're fucking high.
Freddie's got a monkey in his head slapping thimbles together and he's just fucking doing backflips.
Thimbles?
Thimble.
You sewing? Are you sewing?
Just thinking about something to go on with fingers because I get cold and I can't fit my fucking cast through a jumper. Fuck off.
But yeah. But anyway, yeah.
He doesn't even know what we fucking said. This guy.
So where were we?
How is he driving us home?
And you know the whole time that I was talking, all I could see in the corner of my eye was this cunt fucking staring at me over there. And he's trying to say that I'm the one staring at him all the fucking time. You're an idiot.
He was staring at me intensely before as well.
He was looking at your
He's
fucking
looking-
nuts
thought
and seeing if they're going to pop out your
Keenan's looking at
zipper.
my clothes and be like, can't wait till they're on the fucking clothesline.
I wonder what Freddie's got on his clothes.
He's like, don't ever take those socks off.
What do you got on your phone then?
Oh, I just had another thing written down. I had to type it on my phone because I can't actually write at the moment. I did bring my clipboard. I had to leave the missus' car because I figured my left hand's just about as useful as writing as my right.
Do you
at the
still
moment.
have misses?
Shut up, cunt. I had written down. I saw on the news again today. They had dramas in the crowd at the,
He's having,
Sunshine Coast
he's doing
Stadium.
Freddie now.
Sunshine Coast
at
Stadium.
Sunshine Coast
yeah.
Stadium. There's as soon as the kickoff started, they had a shot from low at the ground and up the hill. It looked like it was chock a block, and the
Yeah,
whole
she
way around the
was.
field was chock a block. And there were massive concerns from the government and the chief health officer about social distancing and all that sort of stuff. But they went through it, and it they had
Fuck, did they see West Mitchie on Saturday?
yeah,
Pumping.
they
Yeah,
had
there was so many people
they did
there
have
for
the
you.
they did have the
No,
allowable
for the women's
numbers.
shit, there was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are going to drop it by 1,000 though this week for this week's game.
I think they said it was more of an optical illusion because the camera angle, as you like, obviously sitting up the hill, it looks like they're sitting right behind each other. But when they panned up, they
Of course they're going to say that.
definitely
mate.
definitely had the space. They reckon they only sold the allotted amount of tickets. So, thank
Fuck,
God.
it must be real hard to get in there.
Thank
Just
God.
jump a fucking little picket fence at the back.
Thank God they didn't go over and fuck it. And then we got sitting here talking about.
Combed it, yeah.
We're sitting here talking about no crowds at rugby league again. So.
Well,
Thankfully they did the
this
right
podcast
thing.
went so long without rugby league.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck we talked about.
Yeah, you look at like the fucking 1,000 weeks me, you and Roddy sat here and talk shit for no reason, and then footy comes back and we start talking about Jaggy's nuts instead.
And shit in your pants.
But anyway, do we want to take this bitch out? What we're going to do is after Jakey, we're going to straight away do the Mitch Bucket Challenge properly. We'll record that on our phones and we'll post that. You've got 3.20 to beat and we're going to measure it properly. So
Yeah.
Buckets, look out and see if he
Yeah.
gets that. Keenan's on a 3.54 shoot house. And then Paisley's 3.65. We're pouring it down most of his shirt.
Yeah,
so.
I think Paisler, drunk half his beer, so
Yeah.
I think we can almost erase Paisler
Yeah.
off the board.
But I just wanted to, before we go out, I just wanted to say thanks to our sponsors. We got Brick Lane, who got these. If you're ever coming down off MDMA, speed, cocaine, anything you want, just hit up a Brick Lane because it really hits a spot. I know these boys were on the Brick Lanes yesterday and it really got them through it. They're on it tonight again. Brick Lane happened when a bunch of boys got together and just started brewing and making beer the right way and just putting it out there. They sponsor us. We're proud to have them on board. So Brick Lane Brewing. We've also got Overexertion. So it's overexertion.com.au. Use the promo code AGM at checkout and get a 30% discount. I know Jakey did today. And then we've also got Mates, MAATES matesmerchandise.com.au, and they're selling the best double pluggers and also other stuff, apparel and with fucking see, I'm starting to fuck up now. But yeah, they got polos and singlets and stubby cools and stuff like that. So matesmerchandise.com, and some of the proceeds of that go towards like Mates for Mates. I just wanted to do that so I didn't have to re-record it at the start because that always makes me nervous. Dane did it last week. Keenan said he sounded like a fuckwit.
I didn't think you sounded too bad.
Yes, thank you, Jake.
You forgot to say your slogan for overexertion. I'm seeing it on the wall and you didn't even say it.
So that it's also copyrighted. It's success never rests. And that's what Keenan thinks about when he's running through backyards looking at clotheslines. But yeah, you want to take us out? Right, I mean...
Another week has passed.
Rugby league is back.
Rugby league is here. Let's stay smart. Let's get around to local sporting games. There's an under-12s match in Logan Central this week that you could probably get around.
What was the score for him last week?
But seriously, yeah, keep showing up to your local games. Keep spending your money. Local businesses work together. Keep the spread down. Thanks to the boys. Thanks to Jakey and his big nuts for coming on, and Keno.
Thanks, Keens.
As annoying as you cunts are, we love
Keens
to have
will
you
keep
here.
being on as long as we keep picking him up.
And dropping him back.
Yeah, thanks again to the sponsors, Brick Lane Mates and Overexertion, and thanks to Rugby League. Make sure you tune in to Any Given Mondays next week when we get the right men back to do this properly, and don't be a mercenary.
Yeah, there it is.
Peace. Cheers, boys.
Thanks, gentlemen.
It's out.